What's up, guys, and thanks for tuning in to CRÜZR Radio, episode number 40. I'm your host, Andrew Taylor, and today we're joined in by two great guests, Mr. Andy Melton and David Williams, all the way from Midwest Whitetail. These guys have a wealth of knowledge when it comes to killing big bucks and getting it all on film. And on this episode, we'll take a deep dive into early season scouting, filming, and how we can balance it all between hunting and family. Let's get into it. Guys, I appreciate you stopping by.
No problem.
Absolutely.
I mean,
just taking time away from work, no big deal.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I hear that. Well, for those that don't know you, why don't you tell them who you are?
Well, I'm Andy Melton, live right here in Cookeville. About it, about me.
Deer hunter,
turkey hunter. Love it all. Fishing.
Yeah.
You name it. Outdoors, I like to do it.
I hear that.
yeah.
And I'm David Williams, same as Andy. Grew up hunting, fishing my whole life, and we've been in the filming industry since I can remember. So we're old men now compared to anybody else.
Yeah.
The new age has come out, and we're the old men.
We are.
How y'all intertwined with Midwest Whitetail, right?
Yes.
How did that come about?
Let's see. It was 2008. Bill started Midwest Whitetail, and actually met a buddy of mine in Illinois, Jim Kuhlman, and we had heard that he was looking for people to like pro staff, you know, the first starting of it, and knew it was going to be an internet show, kind of a semi-live type format. We was like, it sounded pretty cool, so we sent him a video, and they said, hey, yeah, we want you guys to be a part of it. So we started filming. Really, really green with it at that time.
Yeah.
So,
They had some really quality footage.
oh man, I'm telling you, it was the old GL2s. Is that what it was?
GL2, Canon GL2, if
Yeah.
y'all remember their tape base,
Little
which I don't know if
cassette.
y'all
Yeah, I know
filmed
what
back
you're
then.
I would no.
Oh geez, it was.
And so if you rewind them and watch the videos back so many times, you'll ruin that tape. So you have to go into like a computer base and take those tapes and record
Digitize
them
it,
digitize
it
it.
was
Gosh.
fun.
So you couldn't sit there and play it back for everybody at the camp and be like, hey, y'all come watch it. And you can't watch it over and over because it'll strip that tape and that
That's
hunt will be
wild.
gone forever.
Yeah, it was.
That's how
it
old
was
school.
fun.
Which I didn't get my start with these guys. Well, kind of. I went on the filming side down to did an intern with Realtree, which back in the day their media guys were Sub 7, which was Mark Womack and Steve. Can't even think of Steve's last name, but I did an internship filming for those guys and editing for who all did they do? Lee and Tiffany. They did Craig Morgan, All Access Outdoors back in the day.
It's been a while.
Yep. And they split off, and then I just did some freelance work for Under Armour and Realtree and just filmed for those guys.
Okay.
That's when he started coming up hunting with us.
Yeah. And which I was actually hunting and knew Andy long before that. I've known Andy since I was 15 and he was 18. I think.
Something like that.
It's hard not to know people in Cookeville. It's a small, big town, you know.
Big
So
town.
Yep. But that's what.
So when I got to Illinois and started the pro staff, we had another buddy that I went to college with that we started filming. His name was Austin Keene. And when I got to see their footage, I was like, guys, this is terrible.
Of course, we didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah.
We were just like, like you buddies. You grab a video camera, you go film, and what it is, it is.
Yeah.
So I'd been through all the training and kind of learned more about it than they had. So I taught everybody how to film and run camera and
there you
know
go.
the do's and don'ts, and we started laying down quality footage.
Yeah, and then I think like 2 years in, Jim got pretty busy, and then it was just obviously it was easier for me and him because we lived down here together.
Yeah.
Jim was in Illinois, and I was down here, so me and him trying to hook up and get times together on the same page.
Yeah.
It was hard to do.
Yeah.
So I mean, just naturally, me and David hit it off good and filmed, good together, and
then turkey season.
Oh, turkeys! Yeah, turkeys
Down
are bread
here,
and butter.
Yeah.
When it was 4 birds a year, it was
Y'all were laying the hammer
that was our bread and butter down here. So it was a lot easier for Andy and I to film together.
Well, we got really good turkey hunting in Tennessee, some of the best in the country, in my opinion. So
I agree.
Yeah.
We definitely, and then, I mean, I know numbers went down, I think, for a little bit, and then they've now cut it back to 2 birds?
2 birds.
Oh, but we've got, I ran down to the farm this morning and I seen gobs of turkeys everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, we had, last couple of years, we've had excellent hatches.
Yeah.
I mean,
yep.
really, really good.
I've seen that too. So,
Which Andy and I, so like, even back when it was 4 birds, a person, we would even manage our farms back then because we both grew up when there weren't birds, and it was really hard to find turkeys. So it was when you got them, you didn't want them to go away.
Yeah.
So every year we were running cameras on our farms, and there might be 10 to 15 longbeards on it. Mm-hmm. Well, it's like, all right, well, hey, we're going to take 2 or 3 because the neighbors are probably going to whack out a few, So we weren't ever pushing the limit to where we're just going to take everybody and just kill every bird we could off that farm.
Tags weren't really burning holes in your pockets
No.
So. Well, and like I said back then too, turkey hunting was fairly new around here.
Yeah.
So you go knock on a door, you want turkey hunt? Well, sure, I see them all the time. Go ahead. It's like it wasn't a big deal to get permission to hunt on other places, and everybody had turkeys.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I remember a guy saying on one of our videos that these are the guys that go around and lease up all our turkey ground and stuff like that. Me and Andy were like, they just have no idea that we were just going and door knocking on everybody, and they were like, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I honestly don't know of one place that we've actually paid to hunt.
That was per bird.
Yeah. And that was it. Everybody else was always just like, yeah, go ahead.
So we had gobs of farms that we could go and bounce and take bird off of here, there, whatever.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, oh, you're paying for all these. You're leasing up all our hunting ground. And it was like, no, we were just those guys that knocked on
door knocking.
We were knocked on every door.
Yeah.
Now that door knocking's a huge thing.
Thanks to the hunting public.
Yeah.
No, not the hunting public. Who
Seek
was
One.
Seek One. Yes,
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, Lee.
He's
suckers.
He's put it
he's
out
a door knocking
sure.
fool, man.
He is. He's
I don't
good
know
at
how
it.
they do
He's
it.
good at it.
Yeah, he is.
He's got
Y'all seen
an art.
Y'all seen the deer going around from Nashville or whatever? Everybody says that Lee's already on him. That somebody said he's already on him.
I don't know if it's that deer that Lee's on, but
I hadn't seen
maybe.
the videos that he's posted. Somebody said that he's already on it.
The video he posted, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna show you this deer," and then
And
at
then
the
he
end
didn't
it's
show
blurry, and he's like, just kidding." But who knows?
I don't know. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know who's giving up their deer or that hunting rights to go after that deer for Lee.
Well, I don't know why that guy posted a picture of that deer if he.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you put it out there, everybody's gonna try to find out where it's at.
For sure.
That's a giant.
We got a buddy that's a cop in Nashville, and he claims to know exactly where it's at, but he says the game warden sat there day and night, all day long, just because that guy posted that, and now it's huge.
I don't doubt it one bit.
Yeah, they're scared somebody's going to poach it, obviously.
I'm sure.
Well, I mean...
And somebody will if they don't keep track of it. I mean, you know how it is.
It happens all the time. And nowadays, you don't have the regular old spotlighters like you did back years and years ago. You've got thermals and silencers and everything else. Now it can happen a whole lot easier.
Nobody's going to know.
And it's as long as they don't ever post a picture of it, it's hard to catch them people sometimes.
For sure.
Yeah. Sometimes they do, and then you're like, hey, look where that deer was.
Yeah, what happened to that deer?
Yeah.
And that's the first place they go looking. I mean, I had a buddy just last week, coyote hunts, silencers, thermals, whatever, hog hunts. They had 3 big bucks been shot from the road dead. And I thought, well, TWRA is going to ask y'all first.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they got it.
Mm-hmm.
Back to filming. I mean, y'all film together all the time, you two? You're a team, essentially?
Yeah.
And Chasing Red, is that kind of y'all's bread and butter?
Yeah, that we obviously we did with Aaron Warbritton. When we were early with Midwest Whitetail, we had the Spring Thunder.
Yeah. I remember
episodes,
that.
And then I think Realtree took that over or bought that from Bill, or however that went down.
Well, they became the title sponsor,
title
and then Bill
sponsor,
just sold it outright to him, and I think gifted it to Tyler at the time, and he just didn't run with it. I think he did it for a couple of years. He did, but he's taken over the road trip, so I think it was just kind of Philip Culpepper, I think, ended up with it at some point.
Yeah, now it's went on to, I don't know who hosts it now, really. But and then we did, when that kind of went down, Cabela's was still wanting to do a turkey show, so we did a turkey series for them called Turkey Roost, Cabela's Turkey Roost. We hosted that for 3 years. 3 or 4 years. And then Bass Pro bought Cabela's. Yeah. So then that went out the window. So then we kind of did our own thing for a couple of years. We did a Longbeard Legends. I think we've still got our YouTube channel on there for that, but we don't post anything on there anymore. Kind of handed it off to our buddy Lynn and my brother-in-law, and just whatever if they want to do something with it.
I was thinking we'd probably start doing some more updates on there. It's just that we Midwest Whitetail approached us I guess it was, 2-3 years ago now?
Yeah, it was when Jared Mills, when he was
So
still
they were
there,
starting
he
to do
hollered at us.
another turkey series. They wanted a face for it, and they were like, "You guys were the face back in the day with Aaron." So they asked us to come back on and join back up for chasing red. And so the whitetail side was kind of just a
bonus.
Yeah. They just we don't really have anywhere to put it, so they took it.
Nice.
Midwest Whitetail's had a lot of branch off, of course, like the hunting public stuff like that. I mean, they've produced a lot of content.
Midwest Whitetail has been a feeder for the hunting industry as far as filming and editing and stuff for a lot of shows now.
Yeah,
I mean, you've had people go to Drury's, you've had people go, hunting public. You've had, Woodhaven, there's a couple guys working for Woodhaven calls now.
We got a guy working for us from Midwest too. He was an intern last year. So
that internship has been huge for the hunting industry.
Well, I feel like. Sorry to interrupt, but I feel like Midwest Whitetail, they pretty much were the responsibility for the YouTube boom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like they're putting out all these guys, and now all these guys are, filming and uploading to YouTube. Yeah,
I will say, Bill saw the future of where things were going a long time ago.
Yeah, he did.
He whenever he first started Midwest Whitetail, everybody was like, you got to go to TV, you got to go to TV. He was like, no. This is working great, and this is what it's going to.
Yeah.
Of course, you had TVs that linked, directly to your Wi-Fi and everything, so you could just, click up there and watch hunts. No commercials, no nothing, at the time, and it was genius, and that's, that, like you said, that really opened the door and led the way for a lot of the hunting shows, YouTube stuff now.
Well,
for sure, man.
I think it created a big boom for actual new age hunters that maybe weren't out there in the industry.
Exactly.
And it may not be Midwest Whitetail directly, but indirectly, like the hunting public. How many kids do they influence that want to go out and do it on their own? That is in turn because of Midwest Whitetail, like you said. And I think they've created a lot more newcomers to the industry that we weren't
a lot more
seeing.
Interest.
It was kind of falling off that there wasn't that new face anymore, which the hunting public kind of has led the way with new faces, but with all the older guys there was a lot less interest because we grew up watching those real tree monster bucks and there was that's what drove us to get out and hunt, and there was no new fad out there. And I think that's where the Midwest Whitetail kind of led the way.
I think that's one of the great things about Midwest Whitetail too is it's not just one dimension of hunter. Yeah, you've got like Josh Sparks. He goes and still gets permission on land. It's not he doesn't. He's not like Mike who owns his property and gets to critique it and hunt exactly how he wants. He still goes and gets permission. We've still got interns and stuff up there that go hunt public land. So you've got a plethora of people that steal permission, landowners, public land, that a lot of people that hunt can still relate to, not just your landowners or not just your public land. It's kind of got just a full circle of
the full spectrum,
of hunting that you can get on there and watch, and different states. I mean, it's not just Midwest like the name says. You've got like us, and we're hunting Tennessee. You've got, Indiana, Ohio, Kansas, Kentucky. Mississippi. You've got guys all over, even down here in the South, that they have hunting. On that you can see on the
East
show.
Coast, North Carolina,
North Carolina. It's all over.
Yeah. As far as filming, would you say packing a camera has made hunting harder for y'all?
I'll answer that one. Yes.
Yes.
It has. I'll say this: that camera has saved more deer and more turkeys' lives since we picked it up than anything else.
Yeah.
Not just that, it cuts down on the amount of time each of us actually get to hunt.
Yeah.
Because I honestly think, I think if we didn't film, that we would probably both of us kill a
hammer every
year, 150 plus every year, just because we would get more time. Each of us would get more time to hunt. We've got great places to hunt. We've got the deer. Especially this year, we've got the deer.
If you just win the lottery, we could hire cameramen.
Yeah,
there you go.
If we didn't love Midwest Whitetail so much, we'd just stop doing everything and go hunt.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I'll say is it's really hard after doing it for so long to go out without a camera in your hand.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even if it's self-filming, I'm okay self-filming because it's like, I want to go back and watch that hunt.
Yeah.
Whether it's on a show like Midwest Whitetail or just to have personal archive.
Yeah.
Like, I still enjoy having that and going back to camp and showing that hunt.
Yeah.
to all the guys, whether it's
Yeah.
just your buddies, because they're like, that's just an exciting thing. Kind of like the storytelling used to be back in the day.
Yep.
It's fun to watch those videos.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
agree. And y'all just dropped a new one like 2 weeks ago, right? You killed that crazy looking buck.
Yeah, the Chasing November.
Yeah.
I think it was. I can't remember which episode it was, but yeah, both of
He
our,
let a
our
big
gun
brute
hunts.
is across the pond or something. I
Oh,
watched
that big
that.
six.
That's
I forgot about
that's
that,
a
yeah.
big deer.
That
Yeah.
was. He's around this year. He'll be around.
Is that Tennessee?
No, that's Illinois.
Oh,
that
Illinois.
was Illinois.
We've the property that we've had up there. We've had it for this will be going on our third year of the 600. We've had the other there longer, but the last couple of years we've had some really, really good up and coming young deer, and so
Sure.
we've been concentrating on trying to kill some of these bigger, older,
Age class, yeah.
attractive rack type deer out,
Mhm.
and that's really the last couple of years we've shot deer that are like my funky rack or 130-inch 5-6-year-old buck. We've been trying to get some of the big brutes out. And this year it's starting to pay off. We're starting to see some better racks and
Nice.
age classes getting a lot better.
Sweet,
and,
man.
It's a couple of years of putting in the doe killing and some of those older, less attractive bucks, getting them out of there. It's paid off.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, just because he's talking about it, you can't manipulate genetics
Yeah,
in the
you can't.
wild.
Yeah.
We're killing the older bucks because they hold the territory during hunting season.
Yeah, they want to
So
run off the younger
They
deer.
want to run
and-
off
yep.
so the more mature bucks, they're holding their ground because that's their home territory, which
Yeah.
it shrinks when they get older. So they keep it may be 170-inch 4-year-old, but that 5 or 6-year-old that's 150-inch may have whooped his hiney,
Yep.
and
Toss up, yeah.
Some hayfield edges, because down there it's in Gordonsville, so I mean it's
Yeah.
there's not really any ag down there,
Yeah.
so it's
look for the freshest sign and
Yeah.
go up it
I mean,
because
that's-
right now it's
Yeah.
like you said, it's been so dry. The one farm we have is beans, but they're going to be turning yellow here soon.
Yeah,
They're going to
yeah.
stop hitting those. So focus is acorns and fresh sign. That's
Yeah.
about it in
Yeah.
early
For
season.
sure.
we've still got a
around
week and a half till it opens, so
here. Yeah.
I'd say our acorns probably start dropping before that. Hopefully, anyway.
Here in Tennessee, it's hard. I mean, those are like candy to them. I don't think
Yeah, it's hard to predict it.
Yeah.
I got some persimmon trees on my lease, and they drop before the acorns do, so I target those opening weekend. So
you're liable to see anything around persimmon.
Oh yeah, dude! I've killed a bunch of coyotes off of them. Yeah, dude.
I feel like one good thunderstorm away from just changing the whole patterns completely, especially with acorns. I mean, last year it happened, and bear season really up in Fentress County. I mean, it was daylight and dark. One thunderstorm come through, and it was where the bears, acorns. So
they head to the big woods then.
I mean, it don't matter how much you feed them. As soon as them acorns fall, they're completely different animals.
Yep.
Deer seem to be similar. I mean,
yeah, especially with acorns around here. I mean, anywhere. It's hard to pull them from any kind of acorn source. I mean, that's usually where they're going to lay up anyway.
What's crazy about it, though, is, I mean, you can be in a whole patch full of acorn trees, but if you're not around that one acorn tree, it's crazy how they pick off them one trees.
Sweeter or something about them that they like more.
Yeah. But as far as like early season stand sits, I mean, I've got this saying that I'm like, I'm going to sit in the same stand 3 sits. If it don't work out, I'm moving. What's y'all's take on something like that?
Usually we're hunting weekends only. So, I mean, we've got 2 days really to hunt. Like I said, we hunt here opening weekend, and the next weekend Illinois opens, so we're gone.
Y'all sitting all day or?
No.
Just evening times?
And most of the time, opening weekend, we're just looking for the first doe that walks by.
Yeah.
We're whacking her, and we're getting some shots in.
Knocking the cobwebs off.
And just getting prepared for Illinois. I mean, we hunt Tennessee, I mean, I wouldn't say a ton, but to live here, we probably hunt Illinois more.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, we opening weekend, we'll shoot some does here, kind of get ready for up there, and then after that, it's, just when we can get away. We usually don't really take any time off to hunt Tennessee, because the evenings will slip out of the evening some or whatever.
I definitely think early season it's hard though when it's still so hot to hunt any kind of all day, because your thermals, your winds, it's so variable that a lot of times we spend very little time in the tree because of that.
Yeah.
Unless you can find those, those areas like around water that they're going to be moving on up in 9 a.m. and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think it's very difficult to play those games early on in the season. Sure. Especially if you got a big buck, you definitely want to be careful around that area.
Yeah.
Not only that, I mean, as soon as you kill them, got to get them cold. Sometimes it don't always work out like that.
Oh yeah, well that's like the velvet hunt.
That's why I don't like the velvet hunt.
Dude, I hear you.
It's unless we just have an absolute giant. We both killed velvet deer, so I mean we're not really pressed to try to get out there and try to get another one.
Yeah.
If we had a giant and he was just like we got some bean fields to hunt. If we got
really
a pattern,
predictable,
really predictable, we might get out there and hunt him. But it's kind of been there, done that, and it's not really appealing to us anymore. It's so hot, and it's just like
Not worth it.
It's still lake season.
Well,
we can head to Del Hollow and cool off.
It's just so bad. You see all these guys more power to them. Go kill those bucks over early season, whatever on the velvet. But it's like every time I see somebody, anybody got a dog? Anybody got a dog?
That thing's
always like that.
It's right.
I mean, I know
it's rare. Yeah,
we're the meat is kind of the bonus because everybody's a lot of people are hunting for racks anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still like, dang, you just wasting that whole deer because it ain't good no more.
It ain't be good.
Yeah.
So
I feel you.
Do you ever think like we talked about this the other day, if you didn't run trail cameras and didn't have any intel on what you was hunting, it'd be more fun?
I remember back whenever I was younger and we didn't have, we did, but it was the 35 millimeter and you had to go get it developed. But
put the actual camera in the box.
100%. Whenever you used to go out into the woods, and I'll just take going to Illinois, for instance, whenever I was younger, because you'd go up there and see rubs size your leg.
Yeah, man.
And you're thinking, what in the world is running around here? And every time you climbed up in the tree, I mean, you were just, you were on edge. You were just thinking,
heads on a swivel.
What could 30% chance of it.
Another person
Yeah,
even seeing him.
Yeah,
or
it's like a
something.
30% more chance of it living.
Yeah.
If you
Okay.
pass it one time, which I can't remember.
I never heard that,
I
but-
can't remember where that came from, but
Yeah.
I know I heard it
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
one time.
And that's what they say is if you know, which everybody says, if you let it walk, he's sure going to live, you know. But everybody's like, oh, my neighbor's going to shoot it. That's what he's saying. There's a chance that he
Your
doesn't even
neighbor
see
never
it.
even
Never
sees
even
it.
see
Yeah.
that deer. Yeah, I mean, especially with a bow. You know, I mean,
Sure.
that cuts down on everything a lot.
Yeah.
Chances.
I feel like, especially in today's time too, with social media, I mean, there's a lot more bigger deer getting killed, but a lot less deer getting killed in general. I feel like everybody wants to shoot those big giants or hold off for those
Everybody
big
wants
giants.
the clout.
I definitely
Yeah.
think that has hurt the industry in
Yeah.
that aspect of habitat management. Well, not habitat, but like just overall herd management is nobody shoots does because they're like, I got pictures of this 180. He
Yeah.
might walk by,
Yeah.
and it's like you could be killing meat and helping the herd anyway, and you could have a 180 every year because you're just consistently keeping that herd healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think I think there's less people shooting deer on a regular basis than there used to be.
I think the statistics last year was like in Tennessee, the average hunter killed 1.2 deer or something. It wasn't even like 2 whole deer.
That's
And I mean, this year we've
crazy.
got 3 does a day, which very well could be from people not killing deer.
Not killing
I mean,
enough.
That's definitely why.
I say we usually help people out. I guess if it's one and a half deer per person, we usually help a few people out with that. You know, we kill quite a few deer a year.
Yeah.
Unit L has always been 3 deer a day.
Yeah.
So how do y'all feel about our unit going into 3 a day?
I'm happy about it.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me a bit.
Me too. I got some does I need to kill. So
Yeah, I mean,
And it's no different. They could have done, you know, they took it down to $2 a year, which is great, but they could do more with, you know, even earn a buck or incentive to shoot more does of
Sure.
some sort that would help the whole herd and the whole, you know.
well, and to be realistic, how many people are actually going to do it?
yeah.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
One, you processing's $100 a deer.
Yeah.
Boom, you shoot a doe, you're gonna get a process. There's $100. You know, your freezer only hold a couple deer.
Yeah.
You know, once you do that, then you start giving deer away. You know, and then you get tired of it. Oh shoot, I'm just tired of going here and messing with it. So you're gonna have a lot of people that don't still don't shoot more than 1 or 2 deer a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though it's allowed.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Well, we had Matt Simcox on from Hunters for the Hungry. We were just talking about this. So, I mean, it's free to get a deer, you know, take a deer, drop it off,
Donate.
and donate it.
yeah,
So,
I
you
love
know.
that.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
that's
awesome.
That's great.
How many
Yeah.
drop-off sites do they have?
70 across the
70
state.
across the state, which is,
That's awesome.
I mean, that's not a ton, but
It's a lot more than I
a
thought.
lot.
they'd be.
Yeah, exactly. So,
What do you say? One deer feeds 160 servings or something? like that?
168 people.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, one deer.
Where's our local one here? Do you know who? which one?
Cersei's.
Is it Cersei's is?
Cersei's does it. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. There might be other ones that do it. I'm not sure. I know Cersei's for sure does it.
I'm
Yes.
assuming, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Especially the clover.
Like
Yeah.
21 days in November, I'm gone.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
Be prepared
I'm
not to
gone.
see me.
Yeah.
Be
And-
prepared to be a
Yeah.
single
and,
wife in the
hey,
fall.
we've been married for 15 years,
Yeah.
together for 18. So
Yeah.
I mean, she stuck with me this long.
Yeah.
She's used to it. But now,
She ain't going nowhere.
you
Yeah.
know, I mean, there's. I remember one year it was totally unplanned, but our buddy Matt Busbus called me up and says, "Hey, you interested in hunting the World Turkey Hunting Championship?" It was 2 days before
Yeah.
we were supposed to leave for it, and I was
Yeah.
like, well, "Heck yeah, man!" You know, I was excited. You know, I was
Yeah.
like, "Shoot yeah!" And I was like, "Oh, I gotta ask her." You know,
Yeah.
you know, we got, and I gotta call him, and we gotta find somebody else to go with us.
Yeah.
But I was like, she was like, "Hey, that's awesome. Go do it."
Go hit
you know.
it. Yeah.
And I called David. I was like, "Guess what, man? We get to go hunt in the World Turkey Hunting Championship."
Yep.
And it was a blast. But she was just like, "Yeah, go do it, enjoy it." have
I've
fun."
never heard of that. What is the world?
Well, they don't have it anymore. It was How many years ago was that now? That's been 4 or 5 years ago. It was out in Kansas.
I'd say
And
6 years ago.
They had 50 teams.
Them for finding 50 different properties to let people hunt on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was.
You couldn't do that now.
No.
Back to the family. Find a good wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Back to the family. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like
Good wife, yeah.
I'm newly married.
I was about to say,
I'm
you just got
almost-
married, right?
Yeah.
And has had a baby.
And just had a baby.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it was quick. Bam, bam.
Yeah.
But yeah,
David's
so-
doing it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's letting her stay home, a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
Yep.
So whenever he wants to go hunt, he just say, "Come on, girl, let's go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get that baby, let's go."
That's the thing is, yeah, London and Heather, they both hunt. So I introduced her into hunting, and
Yep.
she loves it too. Take them to Illinois. We've got his dad's camp up there. They love it up there. They can hang out. So my wife is not working right now for
Yeah.
at least a year. She took off. So I was like,
Nice.
when we go to Illinois, you just come on with me.
You just
Yeah.
get to hop in and go, yeah.
I told my wife.
So what
the
you're
other-
saying is get your wife into hunting if you want to hunt more.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that say, "Hey, that's, I like to get away from my wife at that time." I said, "Well, you might not get to hunt as much.
Yeah.
You get to hunt a little bit more if you take her with you."
Yeah.
I'll say Heather's a rock star because I've been hunting with Andy for, like I said, since I was 15. We've been friends. So some of the stuff she has put up with,
Oh yeah.
she's a
And he's
sure,
starting
man.
to learn how much she put up with now that he's
Yeah,
married.
now
Yeah.
he's married,
So now he's
especially
like,
with the
"Holy
kid.
cow,
Yeah.
How does he get to do that?"
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I tell my wife, I'm like, don't plan anything for November. November means no. I mean, just
Exactly.
straightforward.
Yes.
I try all summer long just to get my honeydews done. And then the other day I come home. She said, yeah, I booked us a cabin in Pigeon Forge. I was like, oh, yeah, when? Second week in November. I was like, no.
Won't
Yep.
be
Oh,
there.
sorry.
I'm missing my brother-in-law's wedding
Nice.
Hey,
because he did it November
Yeah.
4th or something. I'm like,
It's like
I
we wait all year long for 1 month,
yeah.
3 or 4 weeks.
yes.
That's terrible.
Well, you say that, but we hunt turkeys. We hunt
Oh,
deer,
yeah.
we hunt-
But this is like,
there's a lot.
I started hunting ducks 2 years ago, so that's not.
And when you
got
look at it this
dove.
way, that's like I told my wife the other day. I was like, you know what? This is going to sound bad, but at the same time, I'm 40 years old.
Yeah.
You know, realistically, if I stay in good health, you know, I might only have 20 Novembers, really good ones left.
Yeah, exactly.
Before I'll be 60.
Yeah.
So I mean, you look at it like that. I mean, 20 is not that many.
no.
Yeah.
You know, I mean.
20 years is a long time.
It is a long time. It is that's kind of what I was saying. You know, it's like it's a long time, but at the same time, when you look at the number 20, it don't seem like it's that many.
No, yeah, you're right.
So it's like, you know, that's only 20 more ruts, man. I can make the most out of all these.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
My wife, she says, you wait for opening day of turkey season, opening day of dove season, opening day of deer season. I'm like, yeah, but November, like, it's homecoming week, baby. Okay?
Yeah.
We got to be there, got to participate.
That's it.
But yeah, just be upfront, honest with them, and give them, like you said, give them a big advance of, hey, don't plan anything for November, don't plan anything for, so they're just not booking it, and then because if they book it, that's when they're mad.
Oh, yeah.
When you say, I'm not going to make it.
Or what's real hard if you do what I did, you didn't even hunt when you met your wife.
Oh, yeah.
You get married, then you start hunting, then you start business in the hunting industry.
Oh, yeah.
So she's like, you were a different person when I met you. Now you're my dad, basically, because her dad was.
Now you got all the trade shows for the saddles. You got to go,
Yeah.
hey, I got to go work, PR work.
She don't mind it though when she gets to swipe that card. You know?
That's what mine
It's a
says.
trade off.
When I go to trade show, she said, you ain't working. That's for fun. I'm like, huh? It's kind of fun.
I mean, it's fun. It's
Hey,
work though.
that's what you're told your whole life.
Yeah.
Find something you love to do, and it's not work.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
There you go. You guys have done it. I mean,
Yep,
that's
that's the truth.
Yeah.
We got this new segment we're about to start, and it's tell us your favorite hunting story. Got some fans coming in. Tell us their story. What's y'all's?
David, go first. I think.
Oh, no. How you going to put me on the spot?
I don't know.
I know y'all got him. Y'all
I'm
been
trying-
together
I've
long
got
enough.
So, like our favorite hunting story would like when we've been together,
It don't matter.
In
Just
general, all
or
time.
just like one and one.
one of them that just pops up in your head real quick.
Shoot, I don't know. We've had so many.
Yeah, I couldn't even think of one right now if I
I'm
tried.
trying to page. I mean, honestly, I can tell you every every buck that I've ever killed.
Really?
I could.
I
too.
can literally tell you every
Literally
story
can,
of every
yes.
deer that I've killed. Even like my first deer with my dad, I can tell you how many times I probably missed deer before I killed my first one. But my first deer with my dad, and I was in a buddy stand muzzleloader, and a spike came in. I shot it in the chest.
Yeah.
There you
And it
go.
literally just had nubs, and I can still remember
Remember that.
I can remember exactly what happened afterwards because the smoke filled up back in the day. Those old muzzleloaders.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, you pull the trigger and it's a delay,
Yeah.
and the smoke clears. I can remember me and Dad going in. Did I hit him? Did I hit him? You know, and he's laying there after the smoke cleared.
Yep.
Just
Y'all were probably fired up. Weren't
you
you?
know, and you just so like that stuff. Like I love every one of them.
There
I
you
don't
go.
know of one specific one, but that one.
Yeah,
That's a good one. That was a good one.
Sure.
What about the first time your kid ever killed one
My
with you?
first.
It was 3.
There you go. Tell that.
Okay, so you open it. I'll tell this story. A lot of people won't believe it, and
Yeah.
I could understand that. But my son, of course, I'm a huge hunter. you
Yeah.
know, so obviously, as soon as my kid can shoot a gun, he's gonna be shooting BB guns and everything. So,
Everything, yeah.
you know, when he was 3 he turned 3 in April, and we're shooting. He shoots 22 all the time. You know,
Yeah.
you know, shoots it. I mean, that's good. You know. And yeah, I took him hunting that fall. He was 3 years old. We got in a blind,
Yeah.
Scott Luddix.
Yeah. Dang.
Wow.
But
It's
yeah,
impressive.
286 yards, and
Yeah.
I'm talking. You couldn't. None of us could walk up there and put it any better than he did.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
on. It was on. That hunt's on Midwest Whitetail.
Yep.
You might watch it. Yeah.
I need to go
That's
check.
awesome.
I'd like to see the film of him shooting at 3.
I think I
need
don't
to-
know where it's at. I
I
need
don't
to
know where
look
it would
through
be
all
either.
my
I know I've
hard
got the. I
drives.
know I've got the picture of him. He's wearing a little old boggin with one of them little balls on top.
Yeah.
He's got a little with them little fetish holding the ears up, smiling a little bit.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it was. Yeah, that's probably a good one.
Yeah, that was a
I
good
was
one.
going to tell the stories of our 2 biggest ones, but
Yeah. Those
Save
are
that
good.
for a different
yeah,
time.
we'll save that for another.
There you
time.
go.
What is the biggest deer y'all have killed?
I've got a 177 18-pointer.
Dang.
He's proud of it.
Oh yeah,
Sounds like it.
Yeah, you should be. That's a
Yeah.
big deer.
Yeah.
How about you, Dave?
175 and 5/8.
Oh, that's why.
Look at him. He's got the bigger deer.
He figured it out real quick.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, that's why he's proud of it. Oh yeah, we measured it out there at the cabin. And I'm thinking,
The whole time we're measuring and adding this up on my deer.
Was this the same year that y'all both killed?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was a couple years difference, but we're adding mine up, and I get to 175, and Andy turns around and is going, "Woo!" And you think it was because it was such
He's
a big
happy
deer.
for you. Yeah,
No,
he's
it's
happy.
because I didn't beat him.
his was with a bow though. Mine was a muzzle
Yeah.
loader. So,
Oh, so
yeah.
you win 2
Yeah.
inches for that.
He
at
wins.
least.
Yeah, he does.
Well, he also had a brow tine broke off. It was probably like
Oh, he had.
he likes
I
to
think
say,
there
"Oh,
was-
it was a 180."
It was.
No.
It was.
It would have been,
There
bro.
was 8 places on mine that he had chipped off or broke off inches. So that's easily 3 inches.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Easily.
It's not there. Go find it.
I know.
It's on the pictures, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there
and
you
that goes back to kind of one of the things I was talking about earlier, finding the time. So
Yeah.
I was up in Illinois by myself, and he wasn't there to film me,
I was
so I
on
killed
my
it
way.
off film.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dang.
Yeah.
I was on my way. I was about 30 minutes to an hour out, and he went on out and killed that deer.
I called
he
him.
called me, and it was still daylight. He goes, "I guess I'm filming you the rest of the time." And I was like, "You didn't." He goes, "Oh, I did."
I said, it's a giant.
Couldn't help it. That's great, man.
It was fun. We had little walkie-talkies, and of course, Dad's cabin's not far from where I killed
Sure.
it. And hopped on the walkie-talkie. And I think Big and he'd already killed. He was up there, and they were there at the cabin cooking supper. And I said, I got on the walkie-talkie. I said, "Dad, I need you to come get me." He said, "Did you get one?" I said, "Yeah, and I think it's a booner." And they all started, woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's the best about the hunting camp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
A lot of times you just don't get to experience it anymore. We still do up there.
That's why we like going to Illinois so much.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
still like
it's
a
hard
hunting
camp.
camp.
We're
yeah.
all still together.
Yeah.
Hunting
It's
camps are a
fun.
thing that's slowly faded away. I mean,
Yep.
I can
Unless
remember.
you do destination hunts,
Yeah.
you don't get those. Like
No, for
used to in Tennessee, I grew up hunting camps.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now everybody's like, "I'm going home. I'm going home."
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
See you later.
Or even my favorite thing when I was little was like the night before season cookouts. Like everybody get together, shooting their bow.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
The anticipation for me was just as or more fun than going hunting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We did that last year. We had a cookout, cooked
Yep.
turkey and fish and all kinds.
Yep.
Yeah. That's probably my favorite part about deer season that I can remember all
Yeah.
day. But
I did a couple of hunt camps in the last couple of years. One in Illinois on some public land. We all got Airbnb and then just hung out all week
Yeah.
and
Isn't it great?
hunted. And then this year during turkey season, hunted Indiana. We did the same thing.
Mhm.
It was good.
It just changes the
lot of
whole
fun.
Oh, yeah.
aspect. It's not even.
it don't even matter if you kill at that
It's the
point.
camaraderie
Yeah.
that
Yep.
you don't.
Yep.
You know.
And I think turkey camps are even more fun.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
have to worry about scent. You don't have to worry
Yeah.
about your clothes. And
Yep.
you just go have a good time.
Get out
Yeah.
and go.
Go out and walk around the next day.
Yep.
Deer hunting camps, I think, have gone away because of the jealousy.
Yep.
Killing,
I agree.
who's killing the bigger bucks? Who's getting the hunt where and stuff like that.
Oh,
Where
it-
I think that's changed the
it's
aspect.
sad.
It is sad, man.
It really
Just like
is.
Andy,
Yep.
he's happier that he killed a bigger buck.
I think we talked about it earlier, but social media is really
Yeah.
that's the biggest culprit in my mind.
Yeah.
Honestly,
And I don't know how we get away from that as hunters.
even the
'cause-
poking, like
You can't
people,
now.
you know what I'm saying? It's just
I don't think
everybody's
See,
chasing
that's-
clout and fame, man.
That's the thing now, though. I mean, like we were saying earlier, if you poach a deer, people's going to know it when you show it.
Yeah.
Oh,
you,
yeah.
You can't even show that.
No,
So why? What's the use? You
it's
going
like that
out
one
and
guy that
shooting a
got busted here recently. I don't remember his name, but yeah,
Alexander
that
Buck.
yeah, that
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, that yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, people's gonna know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which one was it?
C.J. Alexander buck.
Indiana, the new
Oh, yeah.
It was Ohio.
record, or it was Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
First
it
thing he
was.
did
Yeah,
was
it
took
was.
off to the Hunter podcast, and they showed it. I mean, instantly. The next
Yeah.
day, I think.
I remember that. It's
Well,
crazy
he's
to
an
me.
idiot because none of his story. I mean, he would say one thing on one podcast, something else on a different podcast. I mean, he's an idiot.
But what kills me is he could sit here. Just
But
like
that's what I mean.
like
You're
we
chasing
are.
clout, and it's
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and he could look you and I and sit here and tell a story that he knew 100% wasn't true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, like I'm sitting here lying to you right now, telling you the story, and me knowing 100% it ain't true, and telling everybody listening.
Yep.
You know, I mean,
Tyler Jordan sent him a bunch of Realtree stuff. He got a new Hoyt RX-8. I mean, there's no
tons of recovering from
stuff.
that. I mean, no
Yeah.
one will ever take your word again.
Oh, absolutely.
I
And
mean,
that gives
no.
hunters a
Well,
bad
he
look.
can't hunt again for a long time. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Probably 5 years.
Yeah.
I'm sure they took it for at least 5.
Oh, I don't think they've settled yet. It's like
haven't.
ongoing.
Still active
yeah,
case.
he
I think.
keeps pleading not guilty. So I know that the ODNR has
They have
the
all the-
antlers. He'll never get the horns back, whether he wins or loses, I think.
I wonder if they got
No,
enough evidence.
No,
they
he won't get him back.
They won't let that.
I wonder
no.
if he's got enough evidence, though, to even prosecute him, or if it's just based on everybody's stories.
I don't know. I think the ordeal is they tracked his phone and then
everything.
Where he took pictures.
All
They
the-
actually have evidence, or they wouldn't have prosecuted him or whatever.
all the pictures he took were at night. I mean,
The trail camera pictures the other guy had was
Yeah.
so many miles
Four-
away.
four-
and the
miles
other
away.
guy just so happened to be like the DA of that county.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot.
Mhm.
It's a lot. It's a mouthful. But
Yeah.
Well,
stuff.
and that's
It ain't worth it, guys.
no,
Don't do it.
absolutely no. I mean, you've got especially now, like you got the Lacey Act. So if you kill one in another state and bring it across, not only are you getting in trouble for poaching, you're bringing that thing across state lines illegally.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people that do
a big
that all
deal.
the time.
Yep.
They go to other states, and where Kentucky opens early, I guarantee you, there's been deer killed in Illinois this year already.
Yep.
That's been checked in Kentucky.
Oh, I'm sure.
Guarantee. you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we think about that all the time.
Yeah.
Just how
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
My dad he goes out and watches the roads all the time.
Yeah.
He goes out and drives around and watches, and
We've actually caught poachers.
oh yeah,
That could be a good. That could
that
be a
would
good
be
story.
oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
a crazy story. But it happens a whole lot more than we realize.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. No
Especially
doubt.
like we talked about today,
Mhm.
silencers and thermals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Never even know.
technology that's been released to the public now that what we didn't have back in the day, or people didn't have back in the day. Yeah, deer in trouble.
Yeah, it's
You just look at the hunter technology in general. I mean, thermal drones, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's a game changer.
Speaking of drones, our buddy is a game warden, and he's in like the Chattanooga, Cleveland area, and he was working a case that the guys were using drones to kill deer by flying them up, and they'd find the deer, and they'd position everybody along the line, and then they'd drop that drone on the other side of the deer to push them towards the hunter.
Dang.
yeah.
Yeah, that ain't gonna make it no better.
No,
Mm-mm.
That's insane.
yeah.
Well, before we go,
Smart, but also dumb at the same time.
He got a look on his face.
He's like,
Like,
That's
Think
pretty
about
smart, but that's also really dumb.
how did they figure that out?
no, before we go, what's one piece of advice you'd give the new hunter for this upcoming season?
I mean, just go out and hunt, have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. I mean,
I agree.
shoot what you want to shoot. I mean, I'm not that guy that's going to look at your deer and be like, why in the world did you shoot
Should have
that?
gave him another year.
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
something.
I mean, obviously, a lot of times I've seen deer like, man, that would have been a good one. A lot of people do,
Yeah.
But there's no use in shaming another hunter for something they're willing to wrap their tag around. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, anybody starting hunting, I mean, we've all started with spikes and 4-pointers, and,
Yep.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you get your heart going, you get out there and you're hunting, have fun, shoot what you want to shoot, and be happy with it.
Be proud of it.
Be
Yep.
proud of it.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I mean, been hunting a long time, killed a lot of big deer, but
Killed probably a lot of small deer before
I
the big
guarantee
ones.
you. Oh
yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, you look back, just like Blake, that button
Mhm.
buck, he was tickled to death.
Yeah, man.
And it was a button buck.
Yep.
Who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, go out and have fun and.
He tasted good, I promise you.
Oh, yeah.
And he was tickled to death whenever we said, "Hey, look, we're eating. You provided supper tonight."
Yeah.
And I've told him that a lot.
Yeah, that's
growing
awesome.
up.
Yep.
But no, I mean, just go out and have fun, shoot what you want to shoot, and
Yep.
don't let nobody say anything different.
I agree.
Yep.
100%.
About you, Dave?
probably back to like the technology. Ignore the cameras. At least still don't let that dictate whether you go to the woods or not.
Yeah,
because you
man.
never know what's going to walk by, and it's always a day in the woods is better than a day at work or inside. Like, so just get out there and hunt and learn every day, because every time you go to the woods, it can be a learning experience.
Yep.
And just, I think that's the main thing, is don't let something like not having a trail cam pick of a quality buck stop you from going to the woods.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Can't be a good woodsman if you don't spend time in the woods.
My biggest buck, the 175 incher, we had no idea it was anywhere close.
No.
Yep.
So
No.
you never know what's going to walk by.
Oh, for sure. I still get tore up when an old slickhead walks on.
Oh,
me.
I
I can't. I mean,
especially if I know I'm going to shoot
Especially
it.
the first one of the season.
When my mind switches and says, all right, I'm going to shoot the first doe, it's like,
Oh, yeah.
Start shaking, breathing heavy. Yep.
It's fun though.
Yeah.
But like you said, that shooting those does, it really, gets you tuned in to whenever that big buck does walk out.
Yep.
100%.
That's right.
Where can everybody find y'all at?
I'm on Instagram, Facebook. I know David, he's
Same.
on there too. But
You can
as
find
far
me
as
on Instagram, David Williams _Tennessee or _TM. But I think we'll probably hype back up on the Longbeard Legends and keep our stories going on that
we'll
at
probably
least.
put some stuff on there.
Just
There
our
you go.
everyday to keep the stuff going, but you
Sure.
can definitely catch all our videos.
A lot of our older stuff's on there. So
You can catch all our new and full videos on Midwest Whitetail.
yeah, Midwest
Awesome.
Whitetail YouTube channel, their Instagram. I think they're on Carbon TV. They're on just about Realtree 365. They're on just about every platform.
Yeah.
So get on there and check. There's a lot of great hunters on there. I mean, you learn a lot. I mean, Mike and Owen and all them guys up in Iowa.
Oh, that's another thing to new kids out there. Ask questions.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
A lot
man.
of these guys that you think that are on TV and everything which you guys have been going to the trade show, everybody's scared to ask questions. Those guys are just like,
Oh, they love to
they're
talk.
they're everyday guys, and they love to talk hunting. So don't be scared.
Some of them more than others.
Don't be scared to ask questions.
Yeah. But that's where you can find everything Midwest Whitetail. And then of course Chasing Red, the turkey stuff. It's on the same Midwest Whitetail YouTube channel.
Sweet.
Just go on there.
Just a series.
Yeah, just a series under there. Just scroll down. You can watch them all. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We appreciate y'all coming in today. Appreciate you stopping by.
Thanks for the invite, man.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate it.
Good luck this season, boys.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Until next time.